Okay, so basically, we are here to talk about class 9. uh, okay, class 9 maths 2, chapter number 2, that is parallel lines. Now, a very important part or a very important information, a fundamental information that we all need to have before proceeding with the chapter, or before proceeding with the 2.1 rather. There are two exercises in this particular chapter. So before proceeding to 2.1, we need to understand few basics, or rather I will the types of skills, right, formed by skill and one common transversal. Yeah. So in this particular, the very first category, there are three types of angles. First is your corresponding. Second is your alternate. Now within the alternate, there are again two types. That is interior alternate and exterior alternate. Then there are exterior angles. Okay. So the three types of angles: corresponding, alternate. Within the alternate, again there are types, that exterior alternate and exterior alternate, and there is a third type, that is interior. I often call this as a pure interior because sometimes students get confused between this interior and this interior. That's why I just, for the sake of convenience, we just add this word, not in the exam, not while writing the paper, but just for the sake of understanding. That is pure interior. Okay? Then the second type of angles, which you can find anywhere. Okay? Minimum intersection of, or just the structure of sentence is intersection types of form by intersection of minimum two. Okay? So in this type, we just need the intersection of minimum two, like this. Okay? We have the intersection of two parallel lines, also okay. But if we have just intersection of two lines, then that is also fine. And in this type, we will be having the two type, that is angles in the pair, the one type of angle, and then the vertical opposite pair of angle. So total how many types we have to study? This is the first type, corresponding. This is the second type, and within the second type, there are again two subtypes: interior alternate, exterior alternate. So I will simply name it as 2 and 3. Then this is the fourth type, that is pure interior. Okay, these are the angles which are formed by specific parallel lines and one transversal. And these two types can be formed by any two lines, any intersection of any two lines. So what is that? In angles in linear pair, right? And the vertical opposite pair of angles. So how many types are there? This is the fifth one, and this is the six type of angles you have to. This is what a part, or this is what the overall structure of this video. Let's not waste the time further and move towards understanding the. So, a very simple. Uh, let's talk about first responding angles, and you will always get this angle in pair. You will not get a single angle. You always get the angles in a pair. जोड़ी रहेगा, ठीक? So I'm drawing the system over here. These are the two parallel lines and the transversal. So the line AB, these are the two parallel lines. The transversal, let's say Q, and transversal is what? It simply go through the line, simply intersect. It goes through the lines. That's what it is called as a transversal. Here there is a point of intersection, so I will name this as X. Okay. Now let's talk about corresponding this. So for that, you have to remember the shape L. Remember the shape L. Okay? And how many L's are there? Let me show you. This is the first L, a normal L that we observe. Now within the L, there will be another small L. So you have to remember like this. You'll get a bigger L. You have a bigger L, and within a bigger L, there is a smaller L. The bigger one, and within the bigger one, there is a small. So these two will become the corresponding angles. Is the pair, right? Now this is the first type. Now we will mirror it. Let's mirror it. So after mirroring it, you will get something like this, right? This is the second shape. Again, there is a big L, and within a big L, there is a small L, right? Now, there is a third shape. What I will do is I will reverse the first shape in this way, inward, uh, vertically. I will flip. You will get this. Right? Again, this is the small. This is the bigger L, and this is the small. Now, again, I will flip this one. The bigger L, and this is. So we have to find these four shapes. Okay? So let's go for finding. So let's go for the shape one. For the shape, writing here shape one. Now you can all observe the shape one here. Can you observe? Is this shape visible in the diagram? Yes, it's quite visible. I can draw like this. The bigger L is the smaller L. The bigger L is made up of P, Y, D. The bigger L, and within the bigger L, the smaller L, P, L. So I can simply say that angle PYD and angle PX, they are forming a pair of corresponding angles. Forming a pair of corresponding angles. Right? Now the shape one is done. We'll go to the shape two. Go to the shape. Now, can you identify the shape two? Can you identify the shape two by yourself? Yes, it's quite visible. I will hope it is shape two. Now, shape two is again visible, right? P, Y, T. This is the bigger L, and within a bigger L, there is a X smaller L. So what I will do, I can write this pair, that is angle P, Y, C, and angle P, X. The second pair of corresponding from the shape 2. Right? Now, go for finding a third pair by shape 3. Chalo. So let's go for finding the third. I'm writing a shape. Okay. Can you find a shape 3 over here? This particular diagram, right? Yes. Here, E, X, Q. The bigger L, and within a bigger L, there is BYQ, the smaller l. Right? So how I will write angle XQ and angle BY. This is the third pair that we got. Third pair of corresponding angles. Then go for the final shape number 4. Right here, shape 4 is over here. Let's find it. There we go. Here, figure L, A, X, Y, the fourth shape. And according to the fourth pair, right? So in this way, we got the 4 pairs of corresponding angles. 4 pairs of corresponding angles. How did we got? How did we get that? By remembering the shape L, and there are 4 types of L: normal L, a mirror L, and a flip of both the L's, a vertical flip of both the L. Right? Then what else we have to remember? There will be a bigger L, and inside a bigger L, there will be a smaller L. Those two will constitute a pair of corresponding angles. Okay. Now let's go for the alternate one angle. So writing here alternate. Now as I told you, there are 2 types of alternate angle. One is interior alternate, and the another is exterior alternate. Let me teach you first interior alternate. Quite easy. Quite easy. Interior alternate. So for this, you have to remember 2 shapes. That is a normal Z, a very usual Z that we see. Here is one angle. Here is one. Now this small Z basically for the acute angles. For the acute angles. And there is another Z. जिप में ऐसे लोग डांस करते हैं ना, कभी देखा रहेगा तुम लोग ने ऐसे नाच रहे. This is the another Z, and you can clearly observe that this one is for the obtuse angle. This one is for the obtuse angle. Only 2 shapes are there. Okay? So let me that diagram again for you, or be much better if you can draw that diagram. Okay. Now, can you identify the shape? So I will give this as a shape 1. I will give this as a shape. Can you identify the shape 1? Easy. Yes. Very easy. So the shape 1 can be written A X Y X Y D. Here is one angle. Here is one. So I can call this as. I hope you know the basics of naming an angle, guys. We always name an angle by either by a single letter, some cases, or by 3 letters. Out of which the middle letter is very, very important, because that is the point upon which the entire angle is standing. So I'm writing here AXY, and the second angle, guys, second angle, you can write the name as XYD also. You can start from here, or you can start from the other point also, right? From this point also. That is also correct. Both the ways are correct. The ways are correct. Okay? Now, hello. Go for the shape number 2. Can you identify the shape number 2 over here? Clearly visible? Yes, clearly visible. X, Y. Here it is C. So one angle, this is the another angle. How can we name it? Okay. So angle BX, LXY. This is the one way. And what is the another way I told you? You can take it from the another y. In both the ways, you can name the interior alternate. One is for the acute one, and this one is the obtuse. Okay, the interior alternate. Let's go for finding the exterior alternate. Chalo. Now, acha, this exterior alternate angle is no. Uh, Usually don't use much, but yes, definitely there are two three sums where we have to use. There's no other option. We have to use, but there are only two three. But it is always better to have the knowledge, and it is to understand. So for the exterior alternate angle, guys, there is no shape. There is no shape, but let me give you a simple line. Yeah. So exterior alternate can be acute angles, and it can be obtuse angles. Acute angles and obtuse angles. And for both, you have to remember a statement. You have to remember a statement. Yeah. A trick to remember, right? What is that? One one angle above the first line, second below the second line. This line you have to remember. Now let me teach you how to use. Okay. Chalo. Let me draw this again for you. X. Okay. Now there is a pair of acute angles. Okay. But what line हम लोग को क्या बोलना है? ये line बोलना है आपने. One above the first line, second below the second line. अभी ये first line है. This is the first line and this is the second line. तो देखो ना first line के ऊपर ये कौन सा है? The acute. ये कौन सा है? This is the obtuse. सेकेंड लाइन दिख रहा है. सेकेंड लाइन के नीचे ये कौन है? क्यूट. ये कौन है? ऑब्ट्यूज. बस जोड़ी बना दो, पेयर बना दो. acute will go with acute, acute will go with acute, and and obtuse will go with obtuse. That's it. That's it. Let's take the name. So we are for the acute we are having x and नीचे से कौन है ये? y q. The one pair of acute angles. Then take the obtuse. That is angle x, an angle b y I q. Very simple. Very simple. You have to remember this line over here, and one pair of acute will be there, and one pair of obtuse will be there. You go in cross mode. Crossing में ना ये crossing में इधर इधर ऐसा diagonally opposite है, right? So this is the third type of angle. Then uh, another is that I always suggest is pure. Now this word is not a textbook word, but I use it gently just in order to avoid the confusion. This is the fourth type of angle. That is pure interior angle. Pure interior. Now again the shape for it. So how we will remember it? We remember it by digital C. अपन वो ट्रेन पकड़ते अपन तो रेलवे स्टेशन होता है ना ऐसे चर्च गेट ऐसा होता है ना. This is the digital C. Okay. So we can have a सीधा C, normal C, and we can have a ulta C, उसका mirror image. And we will be having angle for the come for you. So A the y. Now you can easily find the c over here. You can easily find it. So I will name it as shape 1. So where is the shape 1? Identify the b x. This is the one angle. This is another angle. So again, the way I told you in the alternate angles, you can write x xy. The second angle you can write as xyd. You can start from here also, or you can start from here also. Another way, an angle py. You can write any one. दोनों भी एक ही है यार, खाली वो लिखने का तरीका अलग है, ठीक है? Then this shape, it is उल्टा सी, उल्टा सी, उल्टा सी भी था तुम लोगों को, तो उल्टा सी clearly with x as an angle. There is another way to why both ways are correct. So with this, we are done with the we are done with our first type. What was our first type? This is our first. Was our first. The types of angles that are formed by two parallel lines, one common transverse. Was the first type. अब we are moving towards this one. अभी इसमें क्या है, इसमें दो पैरेलल लाइन का जरूरत नहीं है. दो पैरेलल लाइन रहेगा, दो पैरेलल लाइन एंड एक ट्रांसवर्सल रहेगा, तो भी तुम लोग को ये लोग दिखेंगे. और सिंपल अगर दो लाइन का इंटरसेक्शन रहेगा तो भी तुम लोग को ये लोग दिखेंगे. ठीक है? तो मैंने इसके लिए यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है, टाइप्स ऑफ एंगल्स फॉर्म बाय इंटरसेक्शन ऑफ मिनिमम टू लाइन्स. मिनिमम टू लाइन्स. ठीक. So in any scenario we are going to get the these two types of angle, that is angles in linear pair and vertical opposite pair of angles. ठीक है? Let's go to it. अभी इसमें थोड़ा मेरे को ना ज़्यादा स्क्रीन चाहिए, मेरे को इसका ना एक सिंगल वेव बनाना है, तो therefore I'm not taking the other. चलो let's deal. चलो, so let's talk about 1 2 4. अभी फिफ्थ टाइप, our fifth type, that is angles in. Yeah? And for this we are going to remember the shape T. We are going to remember the shape. How many T's are there? There is a normal T. Okay, सीधा T जो अपन देखते हैं, यहाँ पे एक एंगल है, यहाँ पे एक एंगल, दो एंगल है. अभी इसको उल्टा कर दो, फ्लिप फ्लिप इट वर्टिकली, फ्लिप इट वर्टिकली. यहाँ पे एक एंगल है, यहाँ पे एक एंगल, राइट? ए वन. नाउ इसी टी को, जो पहला वाला शेप है ना, इसको एक बार ऐसा लेफ्ट में धक्का मार दो, तो बेचारा गिर जाएगा. लेफ्ट में धक्का मारेंगे तो गिर गया बेचारा, गिर गया रे. तो शेप 3, राइट? यहाँ पे एक एंगल है, यहाँ पे एक एंगल है, एंड इसी टी को, दो लोग थे वहाँ पे, दो टी खड़े थे, तो इसको हम लोगों ने लेफ्ट में धक्का मार दिया, ये शेप बनी. और एक को ना हम लोगों ने राइट में धक्का मार दिया, सर ये ऐसे गिर. तो शेप 4. So this four shapes can observe and draw parallel line. सिर्फ ना वीडियो ना प्रॉपर्ली रिकॉर्ड होना चाहिए. अगर कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ गया टेक्निक, बहुत दुख होगा हम. क्या? कैन यू आइडेंटिफाई द शेप 1? शेप 1, कैन यू आइडेंटिफाई द शेप? कैन यू आइडेंटिफाई द शेप? यस. अच्छा, हाउ मेनी टीज आर देयर according to the shape 1? How many teeth are there? If your answer is 2, correct. You can see 2 T's over there. The first T, right? The first T. There is another T. The another T. So in angles in linear pair, and we are considering these angles in linear pair in the two parallel lines and one transversal, for each shape you will be getting two pairs, right? Right. So this is the shape one and the first pair. So how will we name it? Here is one, here is one. Angle AAI, and again you can start from B also, you can start from Y also. Doesn't matter. So I can write as angle YX also correct, and this is also correct. Angle B is also correct, right? You can observe another T. I told observe another angle CYQ, an angle was according to the shape one. Two T's are. Now can you find by shape two? उल्टा टी है ना, उल्टा टी ये वाला उल्टा टी ढूंढो ढूंढो ढूंढो, यहाँ पे उल्टा क्या क्या उल्टा टी. तो दिस इज द वन के नीचे. पहले चलो इसका नाम लिख लेते. यू कैन स्टार्ट फ्रॉम पी ऑल्सो, यू कैन स्टार्ट फ्रॉम ए ऑल्सो, प्रॉब्लम नहीं. मैंने क्या बोला, middle point is very very important. Point X is very very important, right? You can swap the end PXB angle, sorry PX. Okay, ये बराबर ही है. The one this, there is a another ulta T, another ulta T. बस ये वीडियो अच्छे से रिकॉर्ड हो जाए. So you can start from X or you can start from C. Both are correct. Okay? You can name it in also B, Y, or Y. So now what I will do is I will keep the shape number 3 or 4 for you. Just giving the hint, you can find by yourself on the left side T. So the one, and there is another left T just below of it. So please try by yourself for the shape number 3. And the shape number 4 is the right hand side T. So and there is a shape 4. Shape 4 is the right hand side T. You are going to name. Okay. So how many pairs we got? From each shape we are getting two pairs. So how many total pairs are there? There are two. For the eight pairs of cells A, right? Okay. And now let's move to the last type. Very last type. Very easy. Vertically, vertically opposite pair of angles. The way I told you, इसके हम लोग को याद रखना है X shape और X shape. Okay. So A, remember X shape. Now I can take this X also. Is a another just below of it. Just below. Now you can take this एक पेयर बन जाए, पेयर बन जाए. एंड दूसरा पेयर कौन सा रहेगा? एलपी और उसके बराबर सामने कौन सा होमवर्क फॉर यू फाइंड दिस is just like right with this are done with here the PDF. We are done with the types of angles we have to study no before proceeding point one. Okay, thank you. So